Hey guys, Hotshot here, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind. And today, I wanted to talk about like why TCM has made me miss Evil Dead even more. And obviously, right now, if you guys have seen like the Reddit posts and like everything that's been going on, the devs for TCM have been on vacation. They came back recently, and then like there was like this rant on Twitter from both Wes and Matt, and pretty much they've been, having their rant about like why it's important for them to like go on holiday or whatever, and that's fine. I'm not, like I said, I'm not like against that because families comes first or whatever. I'm not against that, but I feel like in some way they kind of left the game in a state where it's kind of just like there's nothing really anything to grind for, because like once you're level 99 it's pretty much just like you're done, because like right now in the current state of the game there's just really nothing to grind for. And seeing like Evil Dead, for instance, like I've missed playing Necromancer for the longest time because he is my main on that game, and like I feel like Evil Dead is a lot more polished than Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because like let's say you've been playing the game for such a long time and then you go to Evil Dead, if you're an Evil Dead player, and then you go to Evil Dead and you see like how polished it is for how long, then you look at TCM after you take a break, and then you look at how like obviously Evil Dead, like for their balance issues, even though the game's not getting any content, it's still a fun game to play. Like I've been getting back into it just like for a little bit, even if it's for however time consuming it actually is. Like I've been having a lot of fun with Evil Dead more than TCM right now, because even though like Evil Dead to me was like the perfect ASIM game with the combat flow, with like playing Demon and playing like Survivor on that game. Now did Demon need more mechanics into the game? Yes, because it lacked a lot of that. Now TCM right now is just in a stale spot where I can just go, it's like that mindset I used to have was just like, oh, I could load up TCM and just play for hours and hours, and right now I can't do that anymore because I feel like I'm forced to play it in a way because of my channel. I used to play a lot of Evil Dead and that did well, but compared to the success of TCM in a way where I get a lot more views on TCM than Evil Dead, it goes to show that like half the time I was playing the game it was just more of like, do I really want to play this game or this game? Like if Evil Dead was getting like Dead by Daylight levels of content, it would have popped off even more than it already has been because of just how successful the game was at launch. Now unfortunately the game's not getting any content, but they're still keeping the servers up for the game, which is surprising. But at one point I don't see the servers lasting for like the rest of next year or something, or like they could shut down at any point in time if Saber wanted to, but we don't know when. But they did say they're just going to leave it up for the foreseeable future. But overall, like I'm still having a fun time just like playing the game, despite the fact that it's not getting any content, rather than TCM just having lack of content. It kind of goes to show that like of how much I really miss Evil Dead. Like watching Pixels play it, that was like a nostalgic thing for me, because like him and I played the beta together on Xbox, and he's like a really good friend of mine, and I haven't, him and I haven't played the game as much, but seeing him play it again, seeing like Jeff play it, seeing like a lot of old friends that play the game again, that was like a fun thing to see, seeing all of them play the game again. Like I know Jeff was on Twitch like for the past 2 days. He took a step away from TCM because it's just been really stale and you're dealing with the same shit every game. Now it's not to say like Evil Dead was balanced or anything. It had its balance problems, but it was still in a weird state where like it just wasn't fun to play for a while. But at one point, like when the game first dropped, it was a fun game because like at launch it was really balanced, and then at one point a few like changes happened in between then, and obviously there was one point where the game wasn't fun. But after a while, like, they did their balance changes. I know Necromancer got his nerfs. Like, he kept getting nerfed every other patch or something, because it was just, he was like really, really good at certain levels. And then, like playing Necro and then playing Ball. Ball's really a strong demon in Evil Dead, and he was just a fun character to play. He was busted, but at the same time, with like of how much TCM made me miss playing Evil Dead, I really enjoyed playing both games. If both of them were getting DVD levels of content, I would uploading both into one thing. But unfortunately, like Evil Dead not getting any more content and TCM lacking content, and that's like I said, I'm not a game developer, so like I don't have that experience. But you gotta admit, like for a game that was $40 and lacking a lot of content, there just wasn't enough at launch for everyone to say like, oh, we're gonna grind the game out and unlock cosmetics through the game's in-game currency, when unfortunately there wasn't one for TCM. Now, right now, is TCM really stale? Yes. Is it a fun game because of the core mechanics? Yes. And right now, because in this current predicament we're in right now, it's all just a waiting game of like, what's Gun going to do next? Now, if Evil Dead somehow made a comeback, which I think is a little bit slim to none, I would be happy enough to play this game again, because, or just play it more and more, because I do miss just, playing the game and loading up with Necromancer and just summoning an army of skeletons and just, like, really having fun with him, because in my opinion, he's like the most fun demon in the game. I do miss it, like, every day, considering the fact that it's not getting anything else. Now, do I hope TCM does recover? Yes, because right now I don't really have any other games to main, and I would like some suggestions of what games I should play. Now, I am waiting for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm waiting for that game to come out. Hopefully me, Pixels, and Oldhead, or whoever can play it all together, because we're all just waiting for that game to drop, because right now we're in this predicament where all these ASIM games that come out, they're all just dying. I know Dead by Daylight's getting like an Alan Wake survivor, and I know recently they had a PTB for like a Hillbilly and Blight change, even though I've seen the Hillbilly rework or whatever, and it looks really, really good, and hopefully he stays that way. But knowing behavior, they like to take the fun out of most of the stuff that they do put in the game. So, I don't know, it's like a weird thing with me, because I'm like, I miss Evil Dead so much because it was like the perfect ASIM game for me to play. And obviously with the balance of the game, just, demons needing more mechanics, Henrietta and Evil Ash needing reworks to them because of just how weak they are, because they're not really picked. Seeing Ball and, Plaguebringer and Elagos every game, the meta was just not really that fun to play anymore. Half the time I was playing the game, I was just dealing with the struggles of Necromancer, because like there are a lot of decent Necro players out there that would utilize him to his full potential, because he definitely had a lot in his kit to like be a really strong character, and he wasn't like before all these changes to him, and that he was struggling in his own way. But for the most part, I enjoyed him for my own reasoning, and that's just because he was just really fun to play. Now, I don't know what TCM's going to do going forward, with how much they've been slacking on what they've been doing. I'm not one of those people that are going to say, like, oh, like, I've been seeing, like, death threats to Gun or whatever. Like, they don't deserve death threats, but, because that's just way too fucking much. And that's also going way too far, because, like, no dev company deserves death threats. I know Insomniac got theirs, but all from the Spider-Man shit. But, like I said, a lot of people that play ASIM games right now are struggling to make content on. Now, Gun needs a lot of things to improve on, because I'm not going to put them on a high pedestal or anything like that, but we all have to understand that sometimes things happen for a reason, and I'm not one of those people that will just say, oh, they can go fuck themselves or whatever. No, I'm just saying they just need to massively improve on what the games they're doing, TCM being one of them. Maybe the possibility of them shifting studios, like that could be a possibility, but we don't know what they're going to do. It's kind of like an unpredictable thing in a way, but we don't know what they're going to expect to fully change. So we're going to have to wait and see on how they're going to do things, because right now we're in this predicament where does gun go next from here. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about, of why I miss Evil Dead so much, is because I just wish the game had more like Dead by Daylight levels of content, and obviously I'm kind of down from TCM because it has become very, very stale. So I don't know, we'll see what happens going forward. I'm still kind of worried about what's going to happen next, but until then, this is GroovyHotshot, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.